Hello everybody, it's NamTalks back with another episode of Factual Opinions, the only place to get the correct opinion on the state of video games. And today we're going to be taking a very quick look, a very brief trip, a very non-distinct examination of EA's newest entry in a long-beloved franchise, Need for Speed. Need for Speed Payback is a bad video game. I will break it down in some ways, more or less, but everything about it when you first boot this game up and you start playing is just screaming at you to go beyond turning your brain off. I mean, you have to go into a coma-like state to just not grit your teeth or roll your eyes or have an aneurysm at the level of extremely poor voice acting and storyline, because that's what everybody wants from a Need for Speed game, right? It's a ton of storyline and forced dialogue and the most terrible knockoffs of not even the Fast and Furious crew. It's like a bad knockoff of a straight-to-TV Hallmark movie version of the Fast and Furious. These characters are bland. They have no flavor. The writing is atrocious and sometimes offensive. Tyler is from the barrio with those Mexicans. Like, it's fucking terrible. It is actually so bad it works against me playing the game in any way, shape, or form. Now, I know you guys are saying, you haven't talked about the gameplay. I can turn off the voices. I can skip things. First of all, you can't skip the cutscenes, really. There's a lot of forced cutscenes in the game that you have to sit through. The entire game is story-focused. You eventually get to a point where you get to an open world and you can do your activities, but everything is wrapped in the storyline. Everything before a race, during a race, and after a race is full of these characters. It's full of them talking at you. It's full of cutscenes. There is no escape, really, from how extremely bad that entire part of the game is. And then you figure, okay, if the driving is fun and the physics are good, and it just feels like a good time, I can look past a fucking terrible storyline. But it's not. The driving is extremely floaty. There's no real weight to the cars. It doesn't feel like it's enough of a simulation or enough of an arcade racer, but it doesn't straddle the line like a Forza Horizon does, where you can kind of customize it to go in either direction. It just feels like the driving in an average open world game. It doesn't feel like the driving that belongs in a racing game, first and foremost. And on top of that, everything you're doing in the world, I hope you never played a Forza Horizon game, because it's exactly the same. Speed traps, speed cameras, hidden barns. Everything seems like it's directly lifted from Forza Horizon, and not in a good way. They somehow take those things that Forza Horizon has done to their open world and make them very bland. So you have a very poor physics system, loot boxes that get thrown at you left and right, because actually upgrading the cars is extremely hard and very grindy. And on top of that, when you're actually doing these big heist or big storyline races, and you're going to have these huge set piece moments, like we're going to rob this tractor trailer, we're going to fucking rob another fleet of racers during a race in the desert. All the exciting moments from these situations, the game wrests control from your hands and you watch canned cutscenes. So as you're approaching the tractor trailer and you have to do that awesome move in Fast and Furious where they dive under the truck and go along a highway, dip out the other side, you don't do that. You approach the truck and you watch a cutscene do it. Or your friend comes in to give you backup during a police chase to knock them out of the race. And as you're getting ready to do your takedown, oh, wait a minute, here comes another canned cutscene just doing it for you, and you're just forced to watch. It's like the point of a racing game, the point of an exciting arcade racing game, is that I'm doing the exciting arcadey parts myself. Let me drive between two tractor trailers or slide underneath them or do a jump to go over them. It's extremely scripted. They have no belief in their own control system and their own physics system to let you pull off these moves in a satisfying way, so they just keep taking control from you and taking control from you. And it's, at some point, like, what am I doing here? I'm here to race, I'm here to have a good time, but everything about this game works against you. It looks pretty, I guess, but even the sound design for a lot of the cars is very samey. They don't feel real powerful. I don't know, everything about it. No car damage, the takedown's very poor. Need for Speed Payback is just a very easy game to skip, and it's too bad because there's not really a game like it coming out. You're kind of stuck with a lot of sim races. So if you absolutely have to have an arcade-style racing game, get the EA Access trial and at least do the 10 hours for a very minimal price, and just to see if you can even bear it. It's otherwise an extremely poor game, especially in light of all these excellent racing games that have been dropping lately. And it's just a shame what EA has done to Need for Speed. It's a 1 out of 5. That's my factual opinion. Please avoid it at all costs, even at a steep discount. It's just not fun to play or drive or experience in any way, shape, or form. My name is Nantox. I hope you had a good time with this review. If you like it, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000. Can't do it without all of you. So that's my opinion. 1 out of 5. Avoid at all costs.